This is Bruce Boudreau, head coach of the Vancouver Canucks, and it's time for Clay's Canucks commentary live. Let's go with Clay right now.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am Canuck Clay Emo, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take for Monday night, December the 12th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Thanks to everyone who joined me and Parker for Canucks After Dark. Just got off of that, and we had a really great show, obviously talking about what I'm going to talk about tonight. And then I'm so thrilled that there's already 40 of you in here waiting for me. So thank you. I know Monday is always a little bit tricky because I have to finish off that show, go take care of business, or grab a drink of water, or check on the Gail or the kids or whatever. And then so I always start this one around 11:10. I think 11:15 is actually a safe spot there. So regardless, thank you for being here. Moderators, thank you in advance. Members, legends, Hall of Fame members, franchise members, thanks to all of you. And all of you out there, no matter where you're watching from, whether you're in my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston, in Richmond, in the city, in the Lower Mainland, in the province, country, continent, or around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I do not take you for granted. You know how genuinely blessed I feel that you guys are here with me. So while you're here, subscribe so you can get active in the chat section. Like the video. We have 60 of you in here. We only have 9 likes. Let's bump that up. Like the video for the sheer fact that we streamed for 2 hours last night, and it took us an hour to give away a pair of tickets, but it was probably one of my favorite live streams that I've ever done because we did a reverse elimination wheel of names, fight to the death. It was pretty exciting. We even called the winner Justin, so that was pretty cool. So like the video, like the fact that we are together tonight. Also, you can leave donations, start that donation train going. You can gift memberships, which is in essence giving a $5 donation. You can become a member, upgrade your membership, and most importantly, get active in the chat section. As you guys know, I'll let you engage, interact with each other for the first 15 minutes, and then I'll get in there as well and start to read some of your comments. Also, if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. And yeah, I had a really good time last night. I was talking to my son, Sean. I don't want to become too gimmicky on this channel, but last night did give me an extra 16 to 18 subs, whether it was people that wanted to win the tickets, watch, they were just having fun, maybe with the wheel of names or whatever. So again, I don't want to be too gimmicky, but I might start to add in a couple features here and there, try a couple things. So stay tuned, and I might experiment with a couple things on starting in the new year, but we shall see. I'm grateful that you are all here. So let's get going with what I want to talk about tonight, and it's pretty simple. It's kind of the topic that has been, yeah. And I just want to say, yeah, Justin, the champ, is here. Justin, I showed Sean, my son, when he got home. He got home just as my stream ended last night, and I showed him basically the last bit of the stream and my interview with you, and he thought you were great. He thought your cliches were awesome, your hockey talk. So a very deserving winner, Justin. Once again, congratulations. And I can't find your joke, so we're gonna have to find it a little bit later. And Justin is here, and the runner-up, Brad, is here. Brad, we are gonna take care of you as well, and I hope you're feeling better than you look in your picture there. I know that's just for fun, but I hope you're doing okay. All right, where should I start with this, you guys? I already vlogged about it today, and it's been my most watched vlog in a couple months, so I know there's a lot of interest in this topic. I'm going to try and take a couple different slants on it than what I did earlier today, and then what Parker and I just did. Although I know many of you, actually, I like doing these polls. I'm going to do one quick one. And this one's very easy, so you don't have to type it in the chat. Just answer this. Did you watch? So the question tonight, and just answer the poll, please, is were you at Canucks After Dark tonight? and this will give me a sense of how many of you were actually. The parade is downtown Robson. Yeah, turning left on Burrard and then back up Georgia Street. There you go, Justin. So maybe you don't mind. I'm just more curious. Let me know if you were at Canucks After Dark tonight. I'm not gonna shame you if you weren't, because that, I get it. It's a 2-hour commitment. If you turn on your computer to watch Parker and me at 10, and then you stick with me from 11:15 to 11:45 or 11:50, I get that that is indeed a 2-hour commitment. But I'm just more curious as to whether or not, and I see it's pretty close. It's 45% yes, 55% no. So I am going to try and take a bit of a different slant than I did in my vlog earlier today, and then I did with Parker with Canucks After Dark. But of course, there's going to be a lot of overlap. I'm just giggling. I see. Yes, on Monday nights I do a show with Parker's Pucks, a great YouTuber, and it's called Canucks After Dark. We've done it for about a year and a half now. We had a big crowd. We have a different crowd there, like a lot of overlap, which is great, but not all. So that's where everyone was. Bo Horvat is my favorite Canucks player. Not my favorite player of all time. That, as you guys know, is Roberto Luongo. Bo Horvat is my favorite player, current Canucks player. I like the way he plays. I like the way that he leads. Could maybe be a bit more vocal, but I like the way he leads for the most part. I like the way that he's involved in the community, and he seems like a good guy. I'm not gonna say wholesome guy or a pure guy, but he seems like a good guy. Family man, married, young child, dog, fine. But I have 3 or 4 other small connections to him. I'll go through these really quickly, and then we'll talk about the actual news of the day. You guys know that my son Sean caddied for Horvat the year he got drafted, or the year after. So I think it was 2014. So that was a really cool experience for the Jake Milford Golf Tournament. My son Sean, was actually Bo Horvat's caddy. Bo let Sean drive the cart around. Didn't let him hit because Bo was a left-handed and Sean's righty, but Sean had 5 hours on the course with Bo, which is pretty cool. I wrote a song about Bo called 53 Horvat Magic that I worked with the Canucks production team on. That's a video that I still tweet out once in a blue moon, and that was a lot of fun. I've met Bo on numerous occasions. He has been always gracious to me, and he even remembers that song, the 53 Horvat Magic song. I've met Bo's dad, Tim. I met him at a game, and Tim said that, not Bo, but that Tim watches my vlogs, which was a pretty cool. So I know that Tim Horvat and Spencer Martin at least watch my vlogs, so that was pretty cool. So all these things kind of. Oh, Sean O'Brien is here. Awesome. Sean, Man Ray I work with, Fernando. This is who I think it is. This is also Sean from my work as well, which is great. Thank you for being here, Sean. I didn't know you were a night owl. All to say, I really like Bo Horvat as a player. And I like him as a player. Being a Vancouver Canuck has a lot to do with it, but I'm still going to like him after he leaves the Vancouver Canucks. So this is my long way of saying that for Bo Horvat, the player, the person, I will not vilify him. I will not be mad. I would not be upset at all if he ends up not re-signing with the team, because for many reasons. He's been here for 10 years now. He got drafted in June of 2013, and he's only been in the playoff twice. One weird one in the bubble, and one in 2015, Willie D's first year. And I'm not going to sit here and say he got disrespected when JT Miller got signed first, but I know that in my heart of hearts, that must have upset him, because everyone was talking about re-signing Horvat and then figuring out what to do with JT Miller. I don't think anyone would have predicted that it went the other way around, and that JT Miller would get signed, and then Horvat's on the outside looking in. So this is my long way of saying, I hope for Horvat that he does what's right for him, and whether you say he deserves it or he should be allowed and feel good about. And this is the opportunity. This is what you work so hard for, is to get to unrestricted free agency. And many players like the Sedins end up staying with the same team for their entire career. But you guys have watched hockey long enough to know that that is the exception and not the rule. So that's why a guy like Luongo, who's Hockey Hall of Fame, but he played for 3 teams. And you look at guys like Naslund and Linden and Bure. Basically, everyone up. So Smeel, half of them, Smeel and the Sedins, were Canucks all their lives. But Linden, Bure, and Naslund went from team to team to team. So it's very rare that a player now stays with one team for their entire career. It happens, but it's definitely the exception and not the rule. So I will be okay if Horvat does indeed move on. So let me talk for about 5 minutes on how we got to where we are today, or basically what happened today. And then I will definitely turn it over to you and read some of your questions. Now, Rick Dhaliwal talked about on Donnie and Dolly that he had heard that the Canucks made a recent offer to Bo Horvat about 2 weeks ago, that it was not close to $8 million. We don't know if it's 7, 6.5, 7.5. We don't know, but it wasn't 8. The 8 that JT Miller got. And Horvat and his team rejected the offer. The Canucks feel like that's the furthest they can go because of other salary cap considerations. So now sounds like they're going to actively shop him and start to listen to offers for Bo, which is crazy. This is the end. It's truly an era. Remember our 9th overall pick in 2013, the pick from New Jersey for Corey Schneider. So he could be on his way out in the next 2.5 months. Trade deadline is March 3rd, by the way. So there's that. There's the fact that some people are saying that there's so many layers, and this is what I kind of tried to articulate in my vlog. So and this report from Rick Dhaliwal has been backed up by Thomas Strands, has been backed up by Elliot Friedman, by Frank Saravelli, Pierre Lebrun. So there's when those guys are kind of not piling on, but confirming the story, then you know that it's a pretty safe story for sure. So there's that option. There's that. Then there's a thought, well, everyone's thinking, well, why can't the Canucks re-sign him? Maybe Bo wants to go. Maybe Bo wants to move on. Maybe he's sick of losing. Maybe he thinks that entering the prime of his career, that he can get paid, and B, that he can go to a team that's made it to the playoffs more than twice out of the past 8 seasons. So there's that. I think some people forget that Bo really can control this situation if he wants. He can simply tell the Canucks, I'm not going to re-sign with you on July 1st and test free agency. And he can still do that with any team. Even if he gets traded, he knows that he's going to be a free agent on July the 1st. So let's presume that is indeed the inevitability. It's inevitable that he will indeed get traded. So now you have to focus on what you're going to get back for him. And in The Athletic today, an article by Drance and Dhaliwal, they said that the Canucks will want multiple assets back. And remember when JT Miller, the talk was trading JT Miller, and we talked about 3 or 4 assets, a draft pick, a prospect, and 1 or 2 roster players, or any combination of that. Well, this article in The Athletic says that the Canucks want multiple assets, and they're going to focus on young centermen, which they'll need to replace Horvat, and then young right-handed defensemen, which we know is the hardest asset to acquire in the NHL. So you have to look at the potential return that you're going to get back. And therefore, you're not just going to take the first offer that you see because you need to play some of these teams. You have to build up a market and play some of these teams off of each other. Bo Horvat doing a fine job himself building up his own market, considering he has 20 goals and 9 assists, 29 points in 28 games. I don't think he's going to hit 55 or 60 goals, but he could get to a 40 or 45 goal season, slowing down a little bit. And we know he's a beast in the faceoff circle, 58 minutes, plays 21 minutes a game, power play, not so much penalty, no penalty kill, overtime. So all those things. So a good leader, all those things. Is he a true 1C? Well, he's not like PD or McDavid or Matthews or McKinnon, but he's like a 1AC or 1BC. That doesn't make sense, but you know what I mean. He's like kind of like the next tier down, and he could, at least he's producing like a 1C. I think in a perfect world, you have him as a really good 2C, but then 2Cs don't make $8 million. So you can kind of see where the conundrum is right now when it comes to Horvat. Here's one last thing I'll say, and then I'll turn it over to you, because I think we've between my vlog, between Canucks After Dark, we've kind of talked about this quite a bit, and I do want to get your feedback. So here's one other thing I'll say. I am not convinced that this saga is over. Dhaliwal was talking with a bit of finality in his voice. Oh, that's their final offer. I don't know if he said final offer, but that's the offer. They're not going to do any better. Now they're going to explore trade. So you can still explore trade options for Bo, and you want to maximize that trade, but you can also still negotiate with them. And then there's one school of thought that says this is simply negotiating 101, negotiating through the media. Maybe Horvat's agent called Rick Dhaliwal and said, here, say this. Or this is true, that we rejected the latest offer. But the agent might have the door completely wide open, and he's expecting now a better offer from the Canucks now that everything is out in the open. So maybe the Canucks go back to Bo with a bigger offer. Maybe the Board of Governors meetings that are happening right now in Florida, they announced that the salary cap goes up by $5 million or $4.5 million next season, more than the $1 million that was projected. Well, you don't just say, well, give that $4 million to Bo. Now he makes $9.5. I'm not saying that. But at least it gives you some more wiggle room, including signing Hsmfangirl. So there's all these things at play. Does Bo want to stay? Is this a final offer? Is this negotiating through the media? What sort of return can you get? All these things. So simply, I want to ask you right now where you are sitting with this right now. What was your reaction to the news? Where are you sitting? Do you want Horvat to leave? Do you want him to stay? Do you think it's impossible? Are you mad at Jim Benning? Are you mad at Francesco Aquilini? Are you mad at Patrick Alvina? Are you mad at Jim Rutherford? Are you flabbergasted that JT Miller got his deal first? Give me all those things. I'm going to get through as many comments as I can on the other side of this commercial break. So, shout out to my sponsors, Van City Experts, Real Estate Group. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. I'm just looking for one thing right now that I missed a bunch of. All my banners went missing. Give me a sec. And then I'll start again. Clay's banners. Here it is. Okay, let's do that again. Shout out to my primary sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. Shout out to my secondary sponsor, Performance Transform, personal training, weight loss. Sign up now for free 7-day trial. Use the link performancetransform.ca/CanuckClay, and Coach Patrick will contact you. Shout out to my sponsor, Gassy Jack Art, maker of this fine artwork, this brand new artwork that you see. Thank you, Gassy Jack. Thank you to Monkey 9 Brewing, my eternal sponsor. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the discount code CanuckClay at checkout at Vessi.com and receive $15 off every single pair of Vessi shoes that you buy. A mid-show reminder for you to subscribe, to like the video, to leave donations, to gift memberships, become members, upgrade your membership, get active in the chat section. And yes, if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure to rate and review. Let's get to what you guys are saying. Riley, am I the only person who thinks Big Bo wants a fair deal for himself and the team? He could very well want to stay and work out a fair deal, but the rub is, what's a fair deal? I think that's going to be the tricky part to figure out. Horvat is the streakiest player Canucks have had in years. I wouldn't say he's the streakiest, but he goes up and down, but his trajectory has been up. Jeffrey, if we had won that last game, we would still be 2 points out of the wildcard spot, and as of tonight, and both Colorado and Nashville are ahead of us with 2 games in hand. So I think Jeffrey was talking about that we should be a playoff team. Nick, at least Benning kept the core together. Oh, interesting, Nick. Brian, mad at Benning for doing this to the Canucks. I'm PO'd. Fangirl, I'm numb about it. I'm secretly hoping they find a way to clear cap space and re-sign him, but only time will tell. Steven, Miller should have never been signed first. You should have traded last year at the deadline. Bo should have been a priority. Mad at Benning for having great young players. No, more mad at Benning for making those other moves like the Arizona move. I think that if they do end up trading Horvat, is something that needs to happen, having a core player traded when Linden was traded or Schneider was traded. So Derek is saying, yeah, you sometimes got to give up quality to get quality. Brian says trade Miller first. Miller's no trade indeed doesn't kick in until next season. If only we fans could donate a bit to Bo's salary to stay. Clay would be on that, but all joking aside, yeah, it would be. All joking aside, I think Bo owes us nothing. He has been here with no success, and he's in the prime and should be paid. Justin, I am with you. Name a team in a tougher spot because of a former GM's move, OEL trade, and Myers contract wholly. Yes, Daddy, I understand that, but they did sign Besser. They did sign Mikheyev, so I'm not saying those deals aren't good, but and they signed Miller. So Besser, Mikheyev, and Miller. They did not have to do those moves. Saw Bo at training camp in Victoria. Big crowd wanting signatures. I gave him my Sharpie, but he started signing other people's stuff. But luckily, I got his signature a few minutes later, and he gave the Sharpie back. Man, if that doesn't scream character, I don't know what does. By the way, 100 of you in here, which is awesome. Let's get the likes up to 50. Rosario. Well, Bo Horvat does leave. This mean no more of Gillis players on the team. Yes, he's the last of that 20, of that era for sure. Oh my gosh, Horvat will be signed 7 or 8 year deal with the Canucks, and we are going to win the Stanley Cup. I like that optimism. Dave giving us the points of all Canadian teams. Thank you. Did I watch the Canucks top dog race? Yes, I was there. And cute, 2 of the 6 dogs didn't even make it past the starting line. And Delilah Demko won in a photo finish. No problem, Shannon. Nice to see you. Hope you get better. Thanks for being here. This team has a handful of talented players, but for a reason they're not clicking. I haven't been clicking. JB doubled down on the score. JR tripled down. No, let's make a change. There we go. What do I think Rutherford's plan is? Taking a step back and getting younger? No, yes. He's willing to take a step back and get younger. He likes players in a certain age range, the Ethan Bear age range. And as I mentioned on Canucks After Dark, I'm not going to judge Rutherford and Alvin completely until this trade, though, is going to be a very telltale sign of how good of a management team they are. Miller almost won my dad $1 million last season on Score and Win. But he didn't, so he can go first. Oh, I didn't know that your family was picked. That's pretty awesome. Rather have Horvat over Miller. Miller is way overpaid. His play of current is terrible, says Mark. Good night, Shannon. Justin, I hope he stays though. He deserves to be a Canuck. Carol, I'm surprised this is still going on. I thought that Horvat would have been signed by now. I'm still glad they signed Miller, but it sounds like they made a mistake. So it sounds like, Carol, you want Miller and Horvat signed. Horvat should get a 2023 first and a 2024 second and a right shot D-man plus 2 other roster players. David, that seems like a lot. That's 5 assets. That's a lot. Would you want to buy out a player as reported, i.e. Pearson, Garland? I'd be open to it, Edmund, for sure. What are your thoughts? Do you want bad to stay or do you want to get traded? Do you want or bad? I'm not sure who you're asking about. If you're talking about Horvat, I want him to sign, but I don't know how realistic that is. I sound like Dranster now. We should not be happy with mediocrity. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Saul Cabrios today said that Leafs and Avalanche are realistic options for Bo. What would be a good return for your opinion? Good question, Sean. I think for the Avalanche, I'd be looking at one of their young defensemen. For Toronto, there's a lot of talk about. Does Newhook play for Toronto or Colorado right now? I get so confused with him. No, he's in Toronto, right? No, he's in Colorado. Okay, so I've heard Newhook and a defenseman out of Colorado, and for Toronto, I don't know. I'd have to really look at their roster. I don't know. Believe it or not, I don't know much about the Toronto roster, but I think you're looking at 2 or 3 assets, regardless of what team you are going with. I think Bo's best interest is to go to free agency. So unless the Canucks are a contender that you can't miss the boat, then Bo should go to free agency, which means he has to be traded. Thoughts? No, he can go to free agency and not get traded, but that'd be dumb by the Canucks. If you know you're not going to be able to resign him, you do need to get assets for him. Should have built around Captain Bo rather than a hot-headed Miller. Is it safe to say that the Canucks have as much drama as a soap opera TV show? I don't know. But yeah, there's always something between Dory, Luongo's jersey, Francesco Aquilini, Brock Besser, Scratch, now this Horvat thing. There's a lot. There's always something to talk about. Ricky, if Bo wants more, then I think it's time for the Canucks to do something they have rarely done in their history. A bold move, get assets in return that will help them build towards the cup. Ricky, they could go that way. They could go that way. Horvat for Chychrun and a first. Is that nice? Chychrun's okay. Chychrun's fine. I don't think he's as good as a lot of people are making him out to be. And I want to know which handed he is. I'm looking at pictures of him. Looks like he's left-handed. Yeah, I don't know if that gets it done, actually. Benning's last trade pretty much set back the team for another 7 years. If you're talking about the Garland, OEL, Gunther trade, yes. If Bo leaves, it'll haunt Vancouver for a long time. He's a heart and soul type of player, and those type of players are the glue of the team. They are, but we haven't won with him here. I'm not saying it's because of him. He might say it's because of the other guys, but maybe a change of scenery should work. See, it sucks that Horvat couldn't get the success he wanted. Flashbacks to him saying he was tired of the losing. He deserves to play for a winning team at this stage of his career. Yes, I'm with you, see edits as well. I'm trading Bo for a second. No, that's not enough. Who thinks it's gauche that Rutherford says the Canucks rather than we are? Yeah, he doesn't talk about. I noticed that he doesn't talk about it's his team. You think they redesigned Miller? I'm not sure what that means, Dalen. The Canucks may have to buy out subpar contracts. They can't move. Yeah, that's fair. Trade in the Penguins and sign them long term so I can get a Pens reverse retro Horvat jersey. Oh, your favorite Horvat and Pens and reverse retro. Ugh. Did the Dogs move faster than Besser on the ice? I'd say 4 of them did. I feel behind closed doors, Bo is a deal sign, and the Canucks are messing with fans, especially me. Rosero, do you truly believe that? That would be amazing, but that's a bold take. Horvat did say he does not want to be in another rebuild, and I don't blame him. I think many people would agree, Edmund. Demko's dog should have gotten 2 minutes for interference. Yes, he did cross lanes. He did indeed. Are we going to rebuild or not? Nick, Rutherford won't use that word, but he'd rather think about retooling. Captaincy, if Horvat is traded, I go Pettersson as captain with Miller, Ekman Larson, and Hughes as my A's. Look what Colorado did, change out their mix with trading Duchesne and O'Reilly. Yes, that's true. Do you think they re-signed Miller first to avoid getting for him? Do their want for Miller being too much so teams ran? Yeah, I think they overestimate their asking price for sure, if that's what you're asking, Dalen. If they're going to trade Horvat, then they need to get it done with his value is the highest. I hope they don't wake and make a panic move. Yeah, someone would argue his value is the highest right now. Luke Shannon for next captain, sure, if he's here. Dave said get at least 1 draft pick from one of the first 3 rounds, so 3 draft picks. Yeah, I want more immediate help. I want a roster player or 2. Besser and Horvat, could we get packaged together? Yeah, that's a lot of money, but I guess Horvat's a rental and Besser is 2 more years. Wyatt Arndt, who is my favorite sunglass wearing hockey writer? There are so many to choose from, and if I had more time, I'd do a tiered list or maybe make my own player cards, but it's got to be the one and only Stanchion. I would say that consistent, always goes to the dirty areas, cliches galore, wrestling references, gifts. What more would you want from a writer? Nice to see you, Wyatt. Hope you're doing well. Brad, as much as I want Bo to play the damage from the prioritization of JT's deal and the instant lowballing Bo and sending him out of town, hopefully gets to a contender for a decent haul. Yeah. I always want Newhook to be their 2C. I want Byram. Yeah, some people are high on Byram. They liked him when he played for the Giants. Others are worried about his injury history already. All this trade talk shouldn't have been even talked about because they signed Miller first. Where would this team be if we traded Markstrom? Yeah, but, teams weren't going to trade. They knew that Demko was going to be our goalie for the expansion draft. So I don't think, it's crazy that we didn't get anything for Markstrom and Tanev. But I think teams weren't going to give up what the Canucks wanted. Bo to Vegas, I sure hope not. I don't want him to go within the division. Would you think it would be possible to send Horvat and Besser trade to a contender? What would you think we could acquire in return? I don't know. Throwing Besser in there, is Bo the sweetener? That's a good sweetener. I think if you're trading Besser and Horvat, I think you're actually you're cutting into what you get for Horvat alone because Besser has no trade value right now. So maybe 2 or 3 assets most. SMW does not want to see Bo leave. I'd move out Garland and Myers, maybe buy out OEL. 2 goals in 7 seconds. No, I have to go look at that to do. Would you reconsider re-signing Schenn? Yes, I would consider re-signing Schenn, and I would give him captaincy or an A. I would consider that. Horvat for Zegras. I don't think Anaheim's going to do that. That Arizona trade has not traded well. Bo and Garland for decent right D. Again, Garland the same as Besser. I don't know how good his trade value is right now, truly. But yeah, we need decent right D for sure. Nice to see that Strongbone is here. Hello, Roberto. Rangers and Islanders are among the teams interested along with Colorado and Toronto. There's 2 very good top pairing right-handed Ds out there in Schneider and Dobson. Yes, those guys are good players. Hi, Clay. Do you wait and trade Pearson or Garley for a good D-man in top 4? I don't think Pearson or Garland get you a good top 4 D-man right now, quite frankly. Have people forgotten about the Linden trade? Linden was the heart and soul of the team, but the trade was set in motion and became a wagon of a team. Yep, sometimes you do have to trade quality to get quality, indeed. Garland doesn't seem to be a proper fit. Moving for cap space. Yeah, he sometimes looks really busy out there, but without doing a lot. Yeah, I don't even know if I said it right. I don't even know if I was saying a swear word. That's why I hesitated. So no problem. Okay, enjoy your Twitch live stream. Thanks for stopping by here. They will make Miller the captain. What Miller wants, Miller gets. Interesting. Who will replace second line center Carson Folk? I don't know. I don't know what he's been up to. Miller is like the new Messier. Oh, that's rough. Does Brian Burke go into the Hall of Fame as a builder? I'm not sure if he does. I think he's well respected, but I don't know if he's Hall of Fame material. In the game against the Wild, I heard some fans booing at the arena. I personally feel the Canucks played good for the most of the game, but they got goalied by the Wild, so they didn't deserve boos. Yeah, but I think it's more about the opportunities to do, as I've talked about in my vlogs, the fact that they came out really flat in a game where they could have crested over the 500 mark. Horvat for Becky Lynch. What team in the division would trade big for Horvat? I think Calgary would. Calgary's the one that sticks in mind, but I don't think we're trading him in the division. What the Canucks need to do is trade some forwards. Pearson, Horvat, Miller, Besser, Garland, Kuzmenko, Pods, Hogs, package a few of those guys for a couple of demon and picking prospects. Okay, so you're basically trading away more than half of your forwards then. Horvat, Besser, Oyel, Myers, Garland for first round pick next year. Still don't think that gets it done. Dog race was so cute. I agree with whoever said Demmer's dog should have gone interference penalty. Whose dog? There were 2. Ethan Bear's dog turned around, and I think it was Travis Dermott's dog turned around. I think. Horvat should go to the Avs, get a cup ring. Maybe. Watch Bo become a regular 50-goal scorer and playoff beast. He'll be more valuable than McDavid. I think that's a bit of a stretch, but I hear what you're saying. No problem. How you doing? Thanks for being here. Horvat for Kako. I think Clay helps the team more than Stillman. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Probably more popular. Oh, no, maybe not. Horvat for Byram is what's going around. Horvat for Kako or Laugh. Not sure if Rangers have cap space. Yeah, I don't know either. Interesting. Zegras? No way. Yes, I agree. The Ducks don't do that. Why are they looking at trading Bo? Why sign Miller over your captain? Yeah, Brennan, that's what I've been talking about. That's what everyone's been talking about since the end of August. Sonny Gill, those drawings, the ones above me are my own pictures, but I know you're talking about the ones below. I always talk about them, GassyJackArt.com. GassyJackArt.com. He's having a 2-for-1 sale right now, and he's been an awesome supporter of my channel. Rangers do have some solid young D, and Buffalo does as well. No need to apologize. You can type whatever you want. I won't read this one out, DJ Bick, but people can read it on the screen. My dad keeps saying Luongo was a goalie that would show up one game, then play bad the other game. Do you think that was the case? No. I think Luongo was incredibly consistent during the regular season. He did have a couple rough playoff series, a couple against Chicago and the one against Boston for sure. But it wasn't like he did that all the time. Oh, don't trade all the forwards, just package a few for D-men. Okay, I hear you. You think fans will get more mad or sad? I think they'll be sad. They won't be mad at Horvat. They'll be mad at management for bungling the Miller Horvat situation. Horvat Rangers looks great. Kako Schneider first round pick. I don't think we're getting all that for him. Horvat is a captain. No captain wants to leave his team. Whoever the decline offers seems offside to me. He's low profile guy, not his style. Yeah, but it had to come from somewhere, and the Canucks are generally pretty tight about those kind of things. So you may think it's Horvat's agent. You may. Would you rather see Pettersson win the Art Ross and the Hart, or see Horvat win a cup with the Bruins? As much as I like Horvat, I'd rather see Pettersson win hardware and not see the Bruins win again. Nobody throws around the idea of Bo going with cap space, like Bo and OEL in some three-way trade. Takes, that's really hard to figure out. That three-way trades are very rare because they're so complicated. Miller hustled the Canucks for that contract in all ways, used his team to stack points. I also wouldn't mind reading Horvat for someone, or trading Horvat for someone with some heart and grit, someone that looks at our last 10 years and gets disgusted. Maximize value. Miller is still a point per game player. Canucks versus Bruins game 8. Yes, the January 2012. Cody Hodgson bar down for sure. At this point, they'll probably get rid of Dimko just like they got rid of Schneider. Well, I think it's a bit of a different situation. We don't have a Luongo we don't have a Luongo to Schneider. I mean, we don't have a version of Luongo to Demko that he was to Schneider. You know what I'm trying to say. Yes, we are going to see what Alvin and Rutherford are made of. I think if they trade Bo now, they are saying the season is done. True. Watch Bo sign tomorrow. I will buy you a beer, Ricky. And we'll do that, record that rap song. Does Demko get traded? I say no. We'll just see how things go in the next 2 years. Pat, hypothetical Pat. EA Sports approaches you to narrate their play-by-play for the EA NHL franchise. Full-time, local Burnaby campus. 5 years, $89,000. YouTube, yes. Church duties, no. Church duties, and Pat, this isn't your fault. You'd have to expand on church duties. Does that mean I can't help out events? I can't do any speaking? But even if you're saying that I don't work for the church anymore, $89,000, yes, to YouTube, narrate their play-by-play. You know, I'm gonna say no because I like what I do with the church. I even though there's YouTube. I don't think I'd be their best play-by-play guy, actually. I think I'd be a better color guy where I can jump in with insight, with funny clips, with jokes, with observations. So color commentary, but you wouldn't make $89,000 doing color. Good question, but I'm going to say to this one, no. Riley said it'd be nice to see Clay in the game. Thank you. I honestly think Alvin is too pathetic to trade Miller, Garland best to clear cap. Clay emo versus the hockey guy in a boxing match. I have my money on Clay. Yeah, you know, Shannon, I'll say this. I like Shannon a lot. He looks older than me, but I don't think he is older than me. But I definitely think he looks older than me, and hopefully you guys agree. I have no clue how strong he is, though, but I'm pretty confident in my abilities. All I want for Christmas. Yes, it is annoying, although we did a parody of it. What's your favorite Christmas movie? I don't have one, actually. Home Alone and Elf. Yeah, I've watched those once and they didn't do much for me. I really hope they trade Miller this season. Alvin is very quiet. Good choice, Clay. You're great here. Thank you. Aquilini probably says no to everything. That's true. Respect, man of God. I try. Fan-based media are like CNN, something to hold on to, but really don't even know the facts. EA NHL franchise video game announcers probably get way more. Who knows? Only thing I could hope for is the reverse retro to become our home and away permanence. And there we go. Friends, I'm going to wrap up there. It is 11:55. We've gone for 40 minutes. 100 of you in here, which is pretty amazing. I appreciate all of you. And last two. Hole in one in golf for 300 bowling. I'll take the bowling, the perfect game. And I have looked at OEL's buyout numbers. We looked at it at Canucks After Dark. And they are actually much better than I expected. And pretty cool, you guys. I don't know if you can see this. That says 9,600 subscribers as of right now. So as long as none of you unsubscribe in the next day, I am at 9,600 subscribers, which is pretty cool. So I think to honor that, I will do. No, the question isn't, Roberto, the question isn't if I look older than Shen. Of course I look older than Shen. I'm probably 20 years old. No, 10 or 15 years older than him. The question is, do I look older than the hockey guy, Shannon, the YouTuber? Anyways, I'm okay. I'll get over it. So yes, I'm at 9,600. Thank you. I wanted to be at 10,000 by the end of this calendar year. I'm at 9,600 on December 12th. So I'm not going to get 400 subscribers in the next 19 days, but maybe that gets closer to 9,650. And then I would love to hit 10,000 by the end of this season. So yes, indeed, slowly getting to the road to 10 Clay, slowly but surely. And obviously a lot of it has to do with all of you. So I will come up with a giveaway to do by the end of this week. Stay tuned, likely on Thursday night, because tomorrow night is the rush run because of bowling. Wednesday night is a post game, Vancouver, Calgary. Then Thursday night will be my last one for about a week because I'll be going on vacation. So let's do a giveaway on Thursday night to celebrate 9,600. So thank you. I appreciate all of your support. Moderators, thank you for the work you did. Didn't have to do anything tonight, which is a good thing, even though we had over 100 people, which is awesome. So grateful. Legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Justin Credible, legendary Andrew Chang, thank you for your support. Hall of Fame and franchise members, thanks to all of you as well. For all of you that subscribed tonight, so we had a few new subscribers, thank you. No new memberships, no donations, but that's okay. That's okay. We had a big night last night, so sometimes it just kind of goes up and down, just like the Canucks, and that's fine. So I will do a giveaway for 9,600 subscribers later in the week. Thank you to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate, Perform and Transform, Personal Training and Weight Loss, and thanks to all of you for being here, no matter where you're watching from. I appreciate that you spent another 45 minutes out of your night to be with me. Tomorrow night, I'll be doing 11 o'clock sharp because then I have my prayer hour at midnight. And then Wednesday, I'll be doing 11 after Canucks Calgary. And then Thursday night, I'll be doing 11 and I will do a giveaway on that night. Okay, sound good? Sounds great. Thanks, everyone. As always, subscribe if you'd like to, like this video if you'd like to, become a member, upgrade your membership if you'd like to, or become a member just like Duncan did. Let's give Duncan some love on the way out. GoldenEye, I don't need Dan Russell band. I got Tubby's sick beats, but thank you, Duncan, for becoming a franchise member. That is awesome. And yes, we welcome you to the CCC crew for sure. So for sure, subscribe, like the video, leave a donation, become a member, upgrade your membership on your way out. And most importantly, thank you for being here. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. Last week, I was kind of embarrassed. I accidentally drank holy water with my laxatives, and it led to a religious movement. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.